Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joe's Classic Video Games back with another cool pinball repair video for you today. Look what waltzed into the shop. I've been wanting to work on one of these for a long time, and our friend Rodney came through. He brought down his beautiful, amazing Bally Centaur pinball machine for us to work on. He mainly wants us to do some cosmetic stuff because there's some heavy play on the Playfield, but we're going to play it too and see what kind of shape it's in, and we're going to do that in this video because we kind of need to see what we need to fix. We don't think there's a lot wrong with it electronically, if anything at all, but we'll see. So we're going to go through it, play it, and then we're going to see what we can do about some of the cosmetic issues. So stay tuned. So looking at the cabinet, it's in pretty good shape, all original. Here's the serial number. A lot of people care about that. So I guess that's an ECE. Electronic Centaur. I think they started putting E in front of all of their serial numbers for electronic, I believe. I may be wrong. 4532. There is a Bally Strikes and Spares right here next to it. And in the exact same spot, it says ESS for Electronic Strikes and Spares. That one's in rougher shape, so it's harder to read. So I think the E stands for electronic, as opposed to electromechanical. But look, folks. Look, people. I didn't come on now. I didn't come up with that. All right, and on the back box, there's a little bit of. They've put some drywall screws in it, and then they painted it flat black. I don't get the flat black thing. Flat black like never looks good. I don't know why anybody paints with flat black. Okay, the legs have been painted black. They were probably originally gray, but they look real good on Centaur. I mean, if there's one you're going to paint black, Centaur would be it. Okay. That side of the back box, not quite as in as bad a shape, but boy, my English is great today, isn't it? This side of the Centaur back box is not in as poor. That won't work either. The condition of this side of the Centaur back box is not as poor as the other. However, I am convinced that all of it will look much better when the work is finished. There we go. There's a little sticker there on the side. I can't get to it. The pinball's in the way. There's a little sticker there on the side that is like a little warning label or something. It's kind of weird that they put it on the outside. Ah, they're saying it doesn't comply with the FCC. Interesting. Huh, Bally? What'd you do? Dropped the ball there, didn't you? Huh? So the Strikes and Spares doesn't have it. I've never seen that on the outside, I don't believe. Okay, and then the front. Very nice coin door. All original, really, it looks like. Very clean. You know, the artwork looks clean. So we're talking about that frame around the back box. There's no art on that. It's just a wood frame. You could replace it with new wood if you needed to. The rails are in good shape. Lockdown bar's in good shape. Now, to me, this level of scratching is good shape. I mean, that thing doesn't need to be perfect in my opinion. This one will probably clean up. Maybe not, you know. So that's not, I wouldn't say that's good shape. That's good shape, right? Some people want it to be brand new and perfect, but then you can't play it. As soon as you start playing it, it's going to get all scratched up. So, alright, so here's the deal. The Playfield has a lot of wear on it that's been touched up. So Rodney wants me to see if I can touch it up a little bit. Now this art is pretty complex, but it's all just the same colors, so hopefully we can do something with it. So up here you've got a captive ball target, a Newton's ball basically. You hit that and it heads it back that way. But look, there's 4 drop targets, so you'd have to hit it, knock the first target, the second target, the third target, the fourth target, and then the light behind it, which looks like it can light for special. It also says release, I believe. Release. I haven't played this game, so I don't even know how it plays. There's some pretty heavy wear up here, the ball trail. So the ball comes up through here, and you always get a ton of wear right along that track. And basically that's because the same little part of the ball is hitting that area of the playfield every time you play it. So it just wears a groove in it. So we need to address that. Okay. And then there's all of this line drawn, heavy metalish artwork on the playfield that's just beautiful. You know, all kinds of cool stuff. So it's a little dark, but you have this chick here. She's got all the leather on. There's a big, like a whip or something going around. Kind of looks like a snake almost. And then there is the character from the Backglass, the Centaur. That's part motorcycle, part man, part beast, whatever, I don't know, horse. Got some wear here that needs addressed. Got some pretty bad wear there. I don't even know what happened there. You got this chick here, California Dreamin'. This is the dude. This is the Centaur character. Just crazy. Whoo, that's ugly. And the chick is holding some kind of ball in her hand. Here's the guy again. There's a hand. It says captive orbs. Releases power orb. There's a little bit of wear there. And then there's a little bit down here. So it's, you know, that's kind of heavy wear. So we're going to get it as good as we can. Basically, someone has went in and just colored in a lot of the areas that had wear black. So we're going to go in and try to clean it and then see if we can get that looking a little better. Now, don't expect this to look brand new when we're done, okay? And Rodney understands that. He knows we're not going to get it perfect, but he just wants us to get it looking a little better. So we're going to attempt to do that. I think it'll look pretty presentable when we're done. I am not an artist, so I don't have the ability to draw this in, you know. But if I look at a photo and I see kind of how it was originally, I can probably draw in some of the missing lines and the little bit of missing line art that's missing in the wear area. So we'll probably make it look a lot more presentable than that. Okay, so he moved this over here to us. I always like to look inside of the machines before I plug them in, just to make sure there's nothing in there knocking around that's laying on top of the power supply or shorted against the soundboard or something, you know, just to make sure nothing's going to short out whenever we throw a little power through it. So we got to look in it first before we plug it up. So let's do the bottom first. So I'll take the glass off and we'll check underneath it. All right, so let's look inside a Centaur. There's 2 switches on this side and 2 switches on this side. So are there 4 flippers, or is it for lane change or something? Must be something else. There's only 2 flippers, so. And strangely, the prop rod is on the left. It's never like that. It's always on the right. But it's because they have this thingamajig. This looks like, to me, that must be where it's saying release the balls or whatever. There must be a way that you can throw more balls onto the playfield with this thing. Or maybe that's how all of the balls get onto the playfield. There must be balls under the playfield and then a ball up on the top of the playfield. So that goes down to there. But there is above it a traditional trough that goes the other way. That's pretty crazy. I wonder how they... I must not have that right. Surely we will figure it all out. I think I'll use this opportunity to talk about something interesting to me. It's something I've noticed. You'll notice that I'm just trying to figure it out by looking at the machine. That's because I have the luxury of having the machine here. So a lot of you, or all of you pretty much, unless you actually own this machine, don't have that luxury. So to you, it makes more sense to just go find a picture of it, or to go read the instructions, or whatever, and say, oh, well, it's like this and that. But to me, if I did that, it would take away all the fun. I don't want to do that. I'd rather just mess with it and figure it out. Like, I don't want to go look at a picture of the machine. I've got the machine right here. So right now, in my mind, I don't understand how this and the top work together. Because there's a shooter rod up on the top, but yet there's also, it looks like an auto launch thing. And I've never played the game. So to you folks, you can't sit here and play with it, mess around with it and everything. So you go get a picture. So I get people commenting all the time, and they'll say, oh, it works like this and that, and here, go to this link and you can see it. I'm not going to do that. I got it right here. I'm going to just try to figure it out, right? That's the part of the fun, is just messing with it and seeing how the thing works, how they did this, how this connects together, blah, 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 blah. So actually playing the thing and getting it where we can play it, that's fun too, but the journey is the fun part. You know, messing with stuff. How'd they do this? Hey, look, this is on the left instead of the right. Just little stuff like that's the fun part to me. So, if you like that, keep watching. So there's a nice speaker back there. And this is one of the later models where they use the power supply down on the bottom. This probably came out in 80 or 81. Okay, all of that looks really clean, by the way. Everything that I can see under the playfield also looks really clean. This was after they swapped their light sockets to these, though. They hold 555 bulbs. Those sockets ain't the greatest, but it'll probably be all right. And then the latch, the receiver bar, the lockdown bar receiver latch here is in very nice shape. This is a nice little machine, with the exception of the wear on the playfield. Look at this that I found. I'm going to show this phone number. I don't think I'm doxing the guy because he put it on a card. You know what I mean? So I don't think there's anything wrong with that. This was our local distributor. This was about the biggest distributor in the Southeast. Brady Distributing Company. So this game, of course, is from 1980 or 81. This is established 1945. He's written $40 on it. This was the address. I believe that's the address of the old Brady Distributing. The new Brady Distributing was on Yorkmount Road. I used to go over there all the time. Yorkmount Road. Don Arbuckle, production supervisor. And it's got both of his numbers there, which you can go back and see if you need to, but, you know, I'm trying not to go crazy with it. But, you know, the guy had it on a business card, so if I tell people the number, he shouldn't have put it on the business card. This company was like the local company that did everything. They were huge, just absolutely massive. And so about every game we get in here came through Brady Distributing. And at some point, I guess this one did. We may find some Brady repair tags on some of the boards whenever we look through it. But everything down here looks really good. Now this is a copy of the manual. Somebody made a real nice copy of the manual. It's a pretty high-end machine. People love this thing. Got a lot of the, looks like the original instruction cards that I guess would have came with it. And somebody has been ordering pinballs from Marco's Specialty. They are about an hour from us here, so we get a lot of stuff from them. Them and Pinball Resource are our two favorite pinball part places. Okay, so let me put this back down. We'll pull the back glass out and see what the boards look like in the back. I don't see anything under here that would keep us from starting it. Amazingly, that really nice back glass appears to be original. It's old. So you can tell by the way that it's silk screened. See the gray mirrored look? You can just tell that it was silk screened. It's not printed or anything. And then the reason it's so shiny is because someone has clear coated it with triple thick over the years. You can see the dirt on the edges. That's vintage. That's an old one. And it's in really nice shape. They've touched up some of the areas with black, but it probably looks pretty good lit up. So I'm going to go put that someplace safe, and then we'll look inside the back box. With the glass off, you can see the wear a little better. So we got a little bit to mess with. Okay, so let's see what's in the back box. This little thing is broke. Those are hard to find. This one, it looks like the bulb must have caught on fire at some point. Into the tomb we go. They must have put hinges on these this generation. Yep, there's some hinges down there. Okay, so the power comes up and it goes to this solenoid board. So this solenoid board, someone has replaced the main filter capacitor on it at some point. That helps them long term. What? And then this. Huh, I have never seen that. So you Bally guys and girls, what's going on here? Joe, what's up with this thing?
It's broke.
Yeah, Joey says it's broke. I don't think it's broke. I've been told by Rodney it works.
It's here. It's in the shop.
I don't know how we're ever going to figure it out if it works or not. Okay, so basically a battery mounts down here. And they've removed that, but you can see there's a little bit of damage there that's been cleaned up. But here's the thing. They removed the 5101. I did not know you could do that and have it still boot. If you asked me, I would just say, oh no, that thing ain't going to boot. But Rodney told me he's been playing it. So it looks like what they did, so the 5101 that goes here, the battery runs it. The thing definitely will not boot without the 5101. However, you know, it works with the 6810, which is also a RAM chip, and they have added this. Which is a, what does that say? Zero power RAM. So they removed the 5101 and put something up here in the address bus and the data bus and everything. See how these are all, see all the lines running between all of these? So that's an unused position. There's never anything in that position. So they just added the chip up there. I have never seen that done. That's pretty cool. If it works. Okay, and so they've got a new ROM here and a new ROM here. You can do that. There's a mod for that, but I've never seen that mod for the 5101. That's pretty crazy. It's kind of cool because you get it out of the corrosion area down there. That's interesting. That's a new one to me. Okay, so we'll check that. And then they have the lamp driver board, just your traditional lamp driver board. However, it has a auxiliary lamp board. Probably just because since it was a later game, they just had more lamps than they had drivers for. It's also got 7-digit displays, and they're all the original style plasma displays. So then here we have the famous Squawk and Talk. It's actually called that if you're not familiar with it. Squawk and Talk. There is a gentleman that makes a reproduction board, or not reproduction, but a replacement board to replace this GTO. I finally figured out how to say his name, Joe.
Good buddy.
It's GTO. What threw me for a loop is it's spelled a little weird, but it's all right. But we've done a couple videos on his replacement soundboards. They're pretty cool. So that's an option for a game like this. And then what makes Centaur different is it has this. Look at this. Look at this here. Oh, wow. Look at this. This is the Say It Again reverb board. Now, as I understand it, I've never had it, I've never messed with it, but as I understand, this thing makes it say it again. So he says, I'll just make up what he says. I have no clue what he says, but he says, play Centaur, har, 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 har. I think that's what it's supposed to do. So we'll see if that's what happens. Very cool. Everything looks pretty good. That board's sus as crap, but it's got, Rodney said it's playing fine, and it's got that that 5101 that they moved, so they must have knew what they was doing to pull that off. Looks like at some point a lot of the wiring was cut, then taped back together, and then tape ran around that. We are not gonna mess with that. Boy, it looks like they did a good job. I'll bet all of them are in there just perfect. No need to even inspectolate it. Okay, looks like some of, well, yeah, maybe some of the capacitors have been replaced on the soundboard at some point. I do not see any Brady repair tags on any of these. Uh-oh, look. There's a little tag here. Let me make sure nobody's phone number's on it. Oh, there's not. Okay. Paragon. This was out of a Paragon. But that doesn't matter because this board is the same in every single Bally of this generation and every single Stern. So they're completely interchangeable. Pretty cool. All right, so we'll plug it up and see if she boots. Okay, we've plugged it up. Let's see what happens. So we're watching this brand new LED that somebody put in there. It should flicker and then flash 7 times. Sometimes the flicker looks like a flash, though. The flicker basically just means the power's up and it reset. Flicker 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Boy, I hear that reverb. Maybe she'll talk to us here in a minute. Boy, it's a good looking game. Okay, so I think we'll, maybe we'll fix a few light bulbs real quick. They probably just need replaced. Well, yeah, we'll do that real quick. So on a Bally, you can go on a test by just hitting this button. And the first test is the lamp test. Everybody loves this part because they like telling me, the light's out. And no matter how many of them I fix, there'll be some that I miss. So like here's that one. We'll have to take some of this apart to get to paint it. So whenever we do, I'll fix the ones on the top. But the ones on the bottom, sometimes you can wiggle it just a little bit. So I got one there, and one there, it looks like. So I'm going to very carefully put the playfield up and see if I can finagle those three. Some new bulbs in there. Oh, there's another one. I guess we should look on the back glass too. They're all good. This is a general illumination one, I'll bet. I got the magic touch. Hey! Alright, we're going to play it a little bit. I couldn't get to a couple of the bulbs without taking a bunch of stuff off, so I'm not going to do that right now. We're just trying to... We're doing a diagnostic, you know what I mean? We'll do that later. So there's a couple that I couldn't fix because I couldn't literally get to the bulb because like the entire drop target assembly's on top of the bulb or something. But we'll see how she plays. I've never played this one. If I can find the start button, it's on the door on these. I like it. Let's destroy Centaur. Look at that. Skill, people. Now, if I bump it, will it tilt it? That was worse than the tilt. I'm trying. Boy, I like the vocals. Boy, she's crooked. Rodney, we're going to make it play a lot better, buddy, because it's so crooked. It's all going to the left. We'll get that straightened out where it doesn't do that. It'll play better than it used to. Yeah, so it's all, the ball's going this way. It's so nice I did it twice. Folks, that's talent. I just did that twice in one game. Come on now. Come on, people. Nobody in the world's ever done. I'm unique. Ah, God, lost 2 balls in one game. I'm an idiot. Boy, I'm really giving it to Centaur, aren't I? Got a pop there. That worked good. Boom. Left flipper time. Bam. Ooh, that was nice. That was a nice little shot. That little roll around thing on the right there. I like it. The reverb board is freaking awesome. Only single value. Energize our order. Alright, I only got 277,000. Interestingly enough, the match, whenever it does it, it doesn't just do 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. It said like 36, 74, 28, and then it landed on 60. I always wondered why they didn't do something like that. The whole thing is the last number is always 0 because everything's 10 or 100 or 1,000. But whenever it was just doing the match number, some of the numbers weren't 10s. That's pretty cool. Let's play it one more time. Oh, I don't have any credits on it. We'll have to put it on free play for Rodney. Or I guess he likes them. I think he likes them on free play. I'll ask him. Energize. So there's a flap right there. That must be where the extra balls shoot out. Which I bet has to do with that left captive ball up there. Ooh. Yeah, I think we can make this play a lot better. That right drop, I mean that right pop, didn't pop either, did it? Yeah, I can see why people like this one. This thing looks like it has a lot of potential. How do you make that captive shot? I guess you have to make it from the right flipper. Missed. Yeah, that right pop's not working right. We'll fix that. I'm known to fix a pop bumper. Yeah. Wow. I was thinking the same thing. Bad move. Well, I can see how the plastic skid broke. All right. Pretty cool. I like it. All right, so that's the condition it's in when we get it. It's a playing game. Everything's cool, but I saw some stuff where we can make it a lot better. It's sitting crooked, so we'll mess with the leg levelers and get it where it's more level side to side, so the ball doesn't keep draining over there. I get people complaining about that on the videos all the time. Oh, it's draining to the left and all this. Yeah, but usually it's not that big of a deal. On this one, though, it's a pretty big deal. I mean, it's always going to the left. So we'll get that straightened out. The right pop bumper it doesn't appear to be working at all, but that'll be something minor. It's probably just the switch needs adjusted. We might mess with the slope a little bit and get it where it's playing really fast. And then once we clean the playfield, repaint the missing parts, and then wax the crap out of it, it'll probably play a lot faster too. So that's kind of what we're looking at. And of course we got some light bulbs we need to take care of. But it's a pretty solid game and it's up and running. This is typical of the condition we get them in whenever people are telling us that they work. So they'll say, yeah, it worked good, right? And it does, but there's some little things that you can do to it to make it work better. So they used to call that shopping it. You know, you take it in you pick it up on location, take it in the shop, fix all the little minor things, clean it, wax it, and then put it back out on a new location, as opposed to taking it from a location straight to another location, right? So we'll shop it and we'll do the paint that we can. There's a lot missing there, but I think I can make that look better. Really, it'll be, if I was a tattoo artist, I'd be better at it, but I'm not. But really, it'll be putting in some, that's not really white, you know, it's all yellow and green, right? So putting that in the missing spots and then drawing the black on top of it will fix it. So that's what we're looking at. So we'll do that on next video, get it going, Leave your comments below. Let us know what you think about this thing so far. Would you be happy having this in your home in this condition? Because it looks great, although the playfield's worn a little bit, and it plays well, although there's a couple little minor things wrong with it, right? Would you be happy with it in this condition? A lot of you would be like, hell yeah, I'll be happy with it in this condition. But some of you've either got like an extensive collection or you're really into it, and this, you probably wouldn't have even bought this. You want a perfect one, or one with an overlay on it or something. Oh, that's another thing. We should mention the overlay. Yes, you could put an overlay on it if they make one for this. I would imagine they do. You can put an overlay on it, but it's a lot of work, so we don't really do that. You got to take everything off the playfield. You've got to sand down all of the inserts so that they no longer have the numbers and everything on them. You got to get everything perfectly level, and then put the overlay on it, and then put it all back on it. And it takes a lot longer than people think. So we don't typically do that. I would much rather just keep the original playfield and touch up the paint in areas and make it look as presentable as possible. To me, this is very presentable the way it is. It would be just fine to leave it how it is. But I believe we can make it look better, so we'll do that. So leave your comments below. Let us know what you think so far. Give us a thumbs up for taking the trouble to film it for you. We'd like to thank everybody that's been using our links down below to Amazon. If you're going to buy anything on Amazon, use our link, and it gives us a little tip for sending you there. So we appreciate everybody that's been doing that. You know, we just finished the Christmas holidays, and it was slamming. So thank you for everybody that did that. And finally, last but not least, don't forget to check out my brother Donnie. My brother has his own channel here on YouTube. I'm over there with him on that a lot, but we work on pinball machines, arcade games, and jukeboxes in general here on our channel. We just did a keyboard just as a random thing, but my brother Donnie does more farming and working on old vehicles and old buildings and things like that. So go check him out. He's crazier than I am. I will see you on the next video where we'll get the paintbrush out.